Let's do it.
Let's do it. Yeah, exactly. Late night happy hour on a Wednesday. It's early start to the late night happy hour. Wednesdays, we want the Midwest audience in, so we start at 9 o'clock Pacific, 11 o'clock Central. I'm shocked that Adam Hill is here. I'll tell you why in a second. I'm a dick. I shouldn't be here, so I'll lay the guilt trip on myself here in a second. And Petro seemed very busy tonight as well. So, no. I just mean like I knew something was going on. You said you were doing some post games,
So basically, what this is these two guys didn't do shit, and I've been here ready to go. And this is like the humble brag about how, Adam and I just walked in like a minute ago and are winging it. Is that what I'm hearing right here?
No, not at all. Because I got on here like 8:56 our time. I was watching the basketball game, trying to keep track of that, but I'll lay the guilt trip on myself. We have a cat that is damaged, and the SO and I both got home around the same time, and then she was like, I got to take the cat to the vet. And I'm like, oh, no. I'm like, the late night happy hour, man. I can't go over there. And she just walked in the door, and now I feel terrible because, like, in spite of the fact that I'm not the caretaker of the cats, she is. Like, I like the cats, and the one cat had a damaged tail. It's the outdoor cat, so something happened, and something chomped on its tail. So it had
damaged tail, or did somebody eat the tail?
Like, it's not gone. No, someone like bit into the base of the tail, and it was bleeding and pussing and leaking the last 3 days. And I'm like, it'll heal. It'll heal. It's good. It'll heal. And finally, she's like, I got to take it in. So the cat apparently got stitches, and it's wrapped. And the worst of all, what's on the cat's head? Oh no,
a cone?
The cone of shame.
Oh yeah.
So the cat comes in, and he's running around like freaking out. And all these cats, like when they want to get away from you, they hide by sliding underneath stuff. So he's just like,
so you're
just hitting stuff, and I'm like, stop! You're gonna what are you doing with the cone? Come on, cat.
So your cat is like not even a tenth of what Kirk Cousins is, huh?
Yeah.
If I die, I die. Don't touch my tail. Take your cone and stick it.
I do believe that's the cat's attitude, because the tail has been leaking and bleeding for 3 days, and he's like, why can't I go out? Let's go. I want to go out. Like
all right, seriously.
He's got street cred, dude.
You got out of going to the vet, and now you're here.
Yeah.
Let's dance.
Yeah. Brady says give it some Robitussin. Have a fantasy draft coming up. Any thoughts on Devin Singletary? All right, here we go.
Yeah, here we go.
Your buddy in the city says, first time, long time, Soren. Your thoughts on Devin Singletary for fantasy football?
Yeah.
Soren loves him. I can tell you that.
I'll jump the bid on him.
Well, there's a lot of layers to this. First of all, who's the bid jumper in the Kansas City?
Cofield.
Yes, I am. And
I've been doing it more. Like I have been like, okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's set the scene. First of all, we do an auction.
Yeah, you made a
draft.
Yep.
Real fantasy, you should do an auction. And that's true. Oh, well, I would have won, but I had the 11th pick because I knew so-and-so was going to be. Oh, shut up. Do an auction then and get the guy you want. I don't want to hear your whiny shit. Okay? And so always auctions when possible. Like sometimes, like I got a league next week. It's the boss's league, right? He likes drafts. So I'll do a draft, right? Because he's my boss and I like getting my paycheck. But if you have any say or any clout and you actually think you're into fantasy sports, then you do an auction. So first of all, it was an auction. I didn't take Devin Singletary 1-1. And for the record, I have been jumping up players more, right?
I'm not sure. Maybe.
Okay, I don't even care whether you agree with that or not. So bottom line is, on Singletary, I was ready to go 5, which the bidding was at like 3 or 4.
It was 4, yeah.
And I was at 10, right? I was ready to go to 10. And then I changed my mind. I'm like, no, I'm just going to go 5 because I actually wouldn't mind him. And so I hit 5, and I fat-fingered the 0 and didn't see that I hit the 0, and I hit bid. And so I jumped it to 50. Now, in my defense, I did not bitch. I mean, I threw a fit, mad at myself, of course. I think you have a photo you'll probably slap out there of me losing my mind from the Zoom we were all on. Yeah, I was so pissed. But I didn't go, wait a minute, I didn't mean to do that. We got to take it back. I took my medicine. I screwed up, and so I got Devin Singletary at 50. I probably should have got him about $35.
Okay, let's also throw the caveat there that the reason that you didn't throw a fit is because you were hoping somebody else would bid 51.
Oh, of
If you would
course
have
that
thrown
was.
a fit, if you would have thrown a fit right away, then everybody would have known that you went way too high on him. So you sat there
No.
quietly fuming, hoping somebody would go 51.
No, I made a mistake. I did kind of go, and everyone knew, which if I had kept my mouth shut, there are a couple of dipwads that would have gone 51. Just because I had bid 50, there are at least two guys, Renee, that would have gone 51 just because I had brought them up at 50. And so guys that aren't as into the sports would have been like, oh, there's like two or three of us, like the guys of us that are in sports radio, and we've been, Adam, if you'd gone 50 or Cofield had gone 50, maybe not Cofield because Cofield's like a constant bluffer. He's always jamming the bid, and he usually is the guy that gets stuck with some people here and there. But there's a couple of us, if we bid, there's a few of them that are just on autopilot. They're going to go one more, even if they've never heard of the guy, because they're just like, well, I guess they know what they're talking about.
So you're saying there's people in the league that don't know what they're doing and that will react and overreact to you guys commenting?
No, that like if
that's what you just said.
No, what usually happens is late when we bring a guy up for a buck or two, right? If you bring a guy up, Adam, or I bring a guy up, there are guys that go two, right? We're down where like your max bid's $4, and they will go two because they don't have any idea who they're going to get. And if you brought him up, or if I brought him up, or JB usually, if JB brings him up, then they're going to go. No, not you, because you're a chronic bluffer. And then they're going to go an extra buck because they don't even know who the guy is. Like, oh shit, Adam brought him up. He must know something. He's a beat writer for the Raiders. I'm going $2 on him. Right? Same mindset. And Cofield usually does. It'll be like 1, 2, 3. And Cofield goes 70. There's almost immediately 71.
Right.
So there is. I did want to just keep my mouth shut and just go, okay, maybe we'll see 51.
You made a mistake. So that's the bottom line. It was a misbid. It wasn't like I would have jumped him to say 30. I have a general idea of what everyone goes for. So I'm going to jump him in the area, but I'm not going to be an idiot and go to like the max. I'm not going to throw Christian McCaffrey to 105 unless I want him for sure.
Yeah, right. And so my problem was I like Singletary, right? Assuming he doesn't fumble 3 times a half. I like Singletary. I think he can be the lead guy. But where we were with the money that was available for everybody, he should have gone around 35. And I fat-fingered it. I had my finger on the 0 to go 10 and then bid. And then I moved over to the 5 to just go 5. And I hit the 5. And like I guess I'm too fat to hold my finger off the 0. And I got a new computer. And so I barely touched the 0 and it registered there. And I hit bid, because I didn't realize I'd hit the 0. And then, I'm stuck with Singletary at $50. It sucks, right? It sucks, but, that's it.
It happens.
Yeah, so I took my medicine, whatever. I was pissed. It blows. If I win, you guys are all shitheels.
So before we go over some of our other draft picks and values, Adam actually had 2 drafts tonight. Adam, how many are you in this year? Last year you topped out at what, 21 leagues?
I think it was 24.
Okay.
I can't remember exactly, but it was in the 20s. And I'm having a hard time getting into that many this year.
Yep. Well, your history precedes you, man. You're actually sort of well behaved in this league because we have some dominant figures, but you go in a lot of leagues and you're a giant pain in the ass. You're Mr. Pickup, so everyone hates you. So the word has got around. And frankly, I'll take credit for it. I think the radio show has actually effed you out of extra leagues because now people have heard what a prick you are.
Well, actually, a lot of people just aren't doing fantasy football because they're worried about how many games there's going to be is the bigger thing.
Which, by the way, come on. Or you know what they're worried about? Oh, I want to put $100 in and have the thing in 3 weeks. Yeah. Oh, seriously. Come on.
By the way, I'm mostly boycotting the NFL for being too woke. So I just did a favor for you guys. Get woke, go broke is my policy. So I'm boycotting.
This question, God, it still bothers me. That should have been just free $2,000.
Yeah, Petro, did you ever hear about this one? He got into a league and they screwed up the settings and he put together by the rules the greatest team ever, but the rule was so ridiculous.
Yeah, so they sent out a list. They tried to have a very fancy rule set, right? Like they tried to go with like there was points for everything you could possibly imagine.
Right.
Like defenses were getting points for like a stop on 3rd and 1. Anything you could possibly imagine, there was a point for. And the guy sent out the rules to everybody, and he goes, "All right, listen, this is a crazy league. There's points for everything, and just study the rule set before because there might be guys that are more valuable, less valuable, whatever. But like, make sure you're okay with these rules before we go into the draft." He sends me the rules. I had a partner in the league. I emailed him and I go, if nobody else reads these rules, we've already won the league before the draft even happens. Like, I picked up on something in the rules that I was like, we can't lose as long as nobody else reads this closely.
Right. What was the rule?
So he accidentally set a point for every return yard.
So then you just go get the kick returner.
You gotta listen to how ridiculous this draft was, like the order of his picks and who he's picking early in the draft, and everyone else I guarantee the rest of the league is like, this guy's a moron.
Yeah, they were, because who
are your top 3 picks early on?
I try to remember, but it was also a 2-quarterback league, and so I actually took Mahomes in the first round, just because I knew what I was going to do the rest of the draft.
Was that this year or last year? This was
last year. Okay. Last year. And then in the second round, I took my second quarterback, Taysom Hill, to get as many return yards as I could. Yeah. And then it was
some of the names you were like, what?
I'd have to look back, but it was like every returner basically. I was just picking. And as the draft goes on, like, people are like kind of doing like double takes, like, what is this guy doing? Like, what is happening? But nobody like stopped to say like, maybe we should take kick returners, or maybe this guy knows something that we don't.
Win?
So we get to the end of the draft. Nobody notices. Nobody notices what happened. They're like, oh, this guy sucks. He's an idiot. Nobody knew who I was. So then the next day, you set your lineups. I purposely did not set a starting lineup because I was like, I don't want people to see how ridiculous my projections are. And then like 2 days before the season started, I finally filled in my lineup, and I was projected to win. I think the first week, the projection was we were favored like 948 to like 172. And so,
I just looked up one of the names. Your 3rd or 4th round pick was Alex Erickson, the 6th receiver
from the Bengals.
On the Bengals.
Yeah, little white kid. And so
what's going on here?
Yes.
800-point difference on the first week.
So it's like 2 days before the season, and the guy that's running the league just freaks the fuck out. He's like, "Oh, I clearly made a mistake. We gotta reset the rules." And I was like, "No. That's not fair to us. What are you talking about?" Yeah, and that's insane. I was like, "How are we gonna compete? We don't have a fucking running back. Like, what are you talking about? Like, how are we supposed to compete? This is insane." So they essentially kicked us out of the league.
Yeah.
But
no, listen to this. This is the best part. You're gonna kick me out of the league? What does Adam do?
We had first of all, we had Justin on the show, and Justin basically made the case that we could absolutely sue and get all the money from the league. And then some of the league members started freaking out, and they were like, "Wait a minute! Like, we're just gonna scrap this whole league and just have to pay this money to this guy that we didn't even know?" I was like, "Yep," because we're bringing a lawyer. And then the guy who's running the league was so panicked. He's sending me these I think I still have the messages somewhere. These insane messages, like, "I can't believe you did this to me. I was just trying to run a league," blah, 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 like all this stuff. And I was like, "Hey, bro, you told me to read the rules. You said they were weird.
Yeah.
It's not my fault I figured it out."
Yeah.
Like, you had every opportunity to do the same thing.
I will say this. This is classic you, though. Like, you knew this was going to end in a shitstorm.
Mm-hmm.
And you could have been like, "Guys, I just want to be clear. You do recognize that." But no, you're like, "No, I'm just going to rub it in your face."
Yep.
And I'm gonna watch Rome burn, and I'm gonna enjoy it.
Well, as I told the guy that was my partner, I was like, "Okay, when we go into the league, I'm gonna look around and see, like, okay, who's taking kick returners?" Like, I kind of thought the first round would be all kick returners, and it wasn't. So that's one of the reasons I picked Mahomes. And then the second round, I picked Tyler Lockett because I didn't want to raise any flags. So I was like, all right, let me get a guy that's an actual receiver that also returns kicks. Right. And then still nobody was taking returners. So then I was like, third round, I said to him, like, we're going all in now. Like, there's no turning back. Like, we're in. And so then we just started taking returners, like Alex Erickson in the third round, which is great.
So all right, you're running the league, Adam, and that happens. What would you do?
There's no way I would have been that dumb to have the rules like that.
I know, but if you did, you realized it was a typo, like I fat-fingered it, what would you do?
When somebody took Erickson in the third round, I would have stopped the draft and said, "What's going on?"
Cofield?
I'm too dumb. I probably wouldn't have figured it out. I would have laughed at them and just thought that they they didn't know what the hell was going on.
Yeah, the third pick I wouldn't have figured out. By the time I figured it out, I'd have been like,
oh shit,
dude, I would have done just what I did on Singletary. I told everybody to read the rules. Clearly, we're all shit heels. One guy read the rules, and he's the sharp guy on us. And I'm sorry, he's probably going to win, but we're playing for second.
Yep.
Like that's not to get high horse, but nobody can admit they're wrong. Yeah. Everybody just lies or finds an alternative fact to suit what it is, fits them right now as a selfish prick, and then they created this untruth truth, and and I mean this for everybody. It's like I screwed up, right? I'm stuck with Singletary. This guy screwed up. Adam, you're gonna win. Congrats. If you make a big deal, the point is that he made the big deal about the rules. If you do that, then you got to stand by your rules.
Yeah. You tried to get creative. It backfired. Yeah. Sorry. And I understand his problem was I have to tell all these people that they just paid all this money because I think it was I'm trying to remember what it was, maybe $500 entry fee.
Right.
But he'd have to tell all these people, my bad. I just I started this league and we just invited this guy in that just destroyed us and we can't get any of the money back. And that does suck to tell people that. But you screwed up. And by the way, he told every person in that league to read the rules before the draft. They should have picked up the same thing that I did, and they didn't.
I agree.
But here's the bad part. Somehow, because as the draft went on, after I got all these kick returners, I started thinking they might try to do this to us. They might try to screw us. So in the late rounds, I started actually taking some real sleepers and trying to build a team just in case.
You're back as squad.
As it turned out, they kicked us out of the league. Somebody took over our team. It went undefeated and won the championship.
Well, of course it did.
Yeah,
but so they changed the rules?
Even with the new rules, it was still good enough to win.
Yeah.
But we had already been kicked out, so we didn't get to collect on it. So it sucked.
And you didn't sue?
No, I didn't. I mean, that would have been kind of ridiculous, especially.
So you're all talk. You're all show and no go.
I think if I wasn't a quote public figure,
then you would have gone for it.
I might have done it.
I'm with you.
It would have been a stain on the reputation.
I hear you. Yeah, I like it. All right, so you had your Singletary fun. We've heard the rule gate.
Right. Let's find out what happened in this draft tonight. If he's in with people who don't pay attention, he did 2 drafts tonight. He was totally annoyed on the radio show because at like 5:45 or so our time, the news came down about Leonard Fournette going to the Buccaneers, and Adam was like ready to stash him as a snitch and get him in every freaking league, assuming he's going to be with someone and he'll have some value down the road. So he was all pissed off about that. Were you in leagues that actually pay attention, or did you get Fournette as like a 12th round pick?
So
look at him. He got him.
One league I don't care that much about. It's like a $50 league with just whatever. And I did not get him. He actually went in the 4th round. And that's fine. Yeah.
What do you think about a 4th round now that he's on the Bucs?
I think he could be a 2nd round pick.
Really?
I think he's going to be the lead guy because LaShawn McCoy can't hold on to the ball. There was still some spring in his step last year in KC, but he can't hold on to the ball, and he totally got in the doghouse. And Andy Reid benched him. We never saw him again. He actually used the term load management. So every week for like 9 weeks, it's like, is this the week they unleash the fury again? No, he'll be the lead guy, and they'll give him power back, and he's a better receiver out of the backfield than people think. The problem with Leonard Fournette is just that he plays running back, and the Jaguars drafted him too high. The same thing's going to happen with Saquon Barkley. I mean, the same thing. The question, like fantasy football, is you really want Alvin Kamara. Real football is fantasy football. You want Joe Mixon. Real football, 4 years, $48 million. You've lost your mind.
Yep.
I mean,
I thought that was insane, and they're lucky. I mean, they're a little bit smart. They gave him no bonus, which the bonus was pathetic, but that's also part of, hey, bro, you knock a chick out in a restaurant, fucking knock her out cold. That stain's never coming off.
Right.
We always have to worry about you the next time there's any angst with a woman, just freaking belting her. But $48 million, it's insane. And now it kind of screws the Saints, doesn't it, on Kamara? Because now Kamara's going to be like, I'm better than him. Like, I want 14.
He's definitely better. And now we're getting right back. I mean, the team, I know the Steelers weren't, great the last 2 years, but it's not because they didn't have Le'Veon Bell, right? That wasn't the problem. Last year was because they didn't have Ben Roethlisberger. But look, the bottom line is I've watched a lot of playoff games here with Andy Reid with guys like Spencer Ware and Sharkandrick West and Niall Davis out there on the field. I mean, like you want to have a great back. It's great if you can have a great back, but reality is, you throw to win and you run when you're winning, and good offensive minds can scheme up production for running back. So it is an absolute fork in the road between what's valuable in fantasy football and what's valuable in real football. And right now, I'm looking at the breakdown of the deal on Mixon. 4 years, $48, $10 million signing bonus, 1.3 million base in 2020, 8 in 21, 8 in 22, 9, 4 in 23, club option in 24. It's not even, to be honest with you, the Bengals, it's just because they have cap room and they have to give it to somebody because there's a floor. It's not even that well done a contract. Like there's no, like the one thing about all the contracts the Chiefs have been doing, they're all roster bonuses that can be converted to signing bonus to create cap room down the road. But they're like, hey, we're so cheap, we're never going to need cap room. We don't ever spend up near the top of it anyway. But you're right. The effect is that now Alvin Kamara goes, okay, like I'm 4 for 60.
Yeah.
And
what do you think about what CJ Cards fan says? Kamara should set the record for running back money. He's a beast. I wouldn't pay him. No. I'm not paying him $14 million a year. Adam?
No. I'm not paying any running back really. But again, if you are going to pay one, it's the guys we talked about. It's the guys that are difference makers in the passing game that are really, really, really elite receivers.
And Kamara is that, right? They didn't use his receiving has declined as they've, when they moved off Mark Ingram, they've had to make him carry more of the rushing load. But that first year, he was a monster in the receiving game. He is a tremendous receiver. He is the kind of back I would pay, but if I were going to do it, but I wouldn't do it. I mean, you just don't.
Actually, this would be a great argument for Kamara. He should actually fight to get the freaking designation that he's not a running back. Top 5 money for the receivers is higher.
Then he should wear a number that's, not a 20s, 30s, or 40s.
I'm not coming back until I'm 82. Sorry. That's my holdout.
I mean, look, it's a dilemma, and I do think that there's like a point where the market, like I think the Bucks caught the market correction. Right? Leonard Fournette was at what, $5, $6, or $7 million. If you don't have a feature back and you're going to take that on, claim that off waivers, you take that price tag, and you're only obligated for 1 year. There's no such thing as a bad 1 year deal. Yep. He should have been claimed off waivers. Right? This is where I guarantee you the team I cover, the Chiefs, would have taken him if they weren't right up against the cap signing everybody else. I mean, they're like, yeah, okay, we'll go. But the problem is everyone's like gun shy on the running backs. Seriously. The Bengals just don't know what they're doing, and they just had to throw money at somebody. But every other team now, I do think that there's a little bit of like, the pendulum coming back the other way. The problem is you got to sign on for 4 or 5 years, and you're talking about years, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and running backs they're not good for that long. So the rule, what you should try to do is trade a guy, but nobody will give you anything for him. So you have to let him play it out, and then just take the draft pick compensation when he signs someplace else for whatever he can get.
What's distracting Adam?
Oh, Glover Teixeira just tested positive for COVID.
Okay. Little MMA.
Yeah.
Do we get to the Dana White sex tape later?
Oh, good time.
Can we show it?
I don't know. Do you have access to it?
No comment. No, I don't. I'm kidding. I do not. Absolutely do not.
Yeah, be careful on that one.
Are you worried he's going to show up at your door? Give me the tape.
No, I'll get the call or the text. I won't get the showing up at the door.
Okay.
And
the angry 3 a.m. calls are not fun from Dana.
When I saw the story come out, because it came out in the local paper, Dana White trying to get sex tape thrown out of case. When I saw that, I didn't read who wrote the story, and I was hoping you wrote the story, because how epic is that? Adam actually just got pulled, mostly from the MMA beat because of the Raiders and VGK. Can you imagine the first story after he gets pulled from the beat? He's writing about a sex tape with Dana White, and you're not covering the events on a consistent basis. How does that go over?
Actually, covered an event like 2 weeks ago, and a big event next week. By the way, Steve, very, very excited for Contender Series next week.
You're covering that?
Well, so here's the thing. As you said, we're not really covering MMA anymore in general, but I was in the gym about 3 or 4 years ago and saw a kid that I was like, this dude is going to be in the UFC, and he could be like a UFC star. So we started kind of documenting his journey, and going to film him every couple of months and check in on him in the gym, that sort of thing. and he's on the Contender Series card next week. So we'll have a little mini documentary coming out about him and a story to go with that.
Why is Vegas not covering MMA?
Just doesn't get the clicks. We are very much about going through and getting rid of what gets clicks and what doesn't. And
wow. Okay.
It's complicated. It's more complicated than that, but
Exactly.
I'm sure. Usually is above our pay grades.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Sometimes at the same pay grade.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes you just get politics within an office. You know,
It's true.
Just
That is true. That
I
is true
like
too.
you know what, Carvelli? That is a good question by Soren because I know all the answers, so I just have to sit here and see what Adam's going to tell us. I don't want to screw him over by spilling the beans. So sometimes he spills them, sometimes he doesn't.
I like it. It.
Brady's asking officially. I'll answer this one. I think for now, this is the situation. It could change in a month. And I don't work at the RJ, but it's just the way things work in media sometimes.
Yeah.
Who knows? If Dana White called up screaming and yelling and had some leverage, then you're covering it again, right? Because that's the way it works. Vegas, and Brady knows this, and most of our listeners know this. Vegas is a very small town. Very small town.
That is true.
So you think you're dealing with one person, you may be eventually dealing with someone else, and you're like, oh, shit, I didn't realize they were connected and that powerful.
All right, let's go over the teams. Unless Adam's got more on his leagues he did.
No, I was just gonna say, like my threshold was if Fournette lasted to the 6th round, it was a guaranteed, no question, I was taking him.
Yeah.
In the league that I did tonight that I cared about, and he did. He lasted, so I grabbed him. I thought there was once you have a starting lineup, and by that I mean I don't draft a quarterback early, really don't draft a tight end early. So once you have 2 receivers, 2 running backs, and a flex, then it's time to start taking some shots. And so I had that filled out and said Fournette in the 6th round, I will take him, and I did. And I'm very happy with that. I'm very comfortable. I think he could have a massive year.
Who's your quarterback and in what round?
This one was, I think it was the. God, I got it right in front of me. I should see it. I actually took Russell Wilson in the 7th.
Oh wow, that's great value.
Yeah.
I had to pay through the nose for him in this one, and I was this league I could not have bombed worse. I got one good bargain. Everybody else I overpaid.
No, not Josh Allen.
Did you want Josh Allen in our KC league, Petro?
I wanted him. I like Russell Wilson, right? I like him a lot, but I paid $48 for him. And for people to understand, we have a $260 cap because we've been doing a football auction since before magazines even put prices on guys, and everybody does a $100 league or a $200 league. We did $260 because that was the baseball bidding amount that we had done since the 1980s for baseball. So we just carried it over to football. So our prices are going to be steeper than what you'd be used to. Like usually it's $100, right? Or in summer like $200. So that's why we're going to have the odd dollar figures on this. But I wanted Russell Wilson. I like Russell Wilson. I always want him. He runs, he throws. I think at some point head will come out of rectum and they will actually let him throw the ball more up there in Seattle. So I'm hoping it's this year. But like, what did Mahomes go for? 70?
Let me look it up.
Damn, I guess I got a steal then.
You
I'm
did.
very excited.
You got the steal of the draft at quarterback, I think. And I'm not a high dollar. He went for 71. Mahomes went for 71. Adam got Lamar Jackson for 50. Like it was a weird zone where I don't think people were ready to spend.
Wasn't it 51? Because
50.
Kyler Murray was it 50? Because Kyler Murray went for 50.
Yep.
Nice.
Late. And that was it's like, oh, I gotta have the last quarterback. And that was preposterous that he went for that much. My strategy, who I really liked was Carson Wentz. I think Carson Wentz is going to be really good. I know nobody's going to bid on him. I think he gets back towards the MVP numbers he was having a few years ago because they've got some more weapons for him to throw to. So that was really plan A, but I always liked Russell Wilson. You know my passion, my affinity for the black quarterback. I've always liked the African-American quarterback. I had Patrick Mahomes for his MVP year. I've had Russell Wilson numerous times. And so, like, he was there. I'm bidding. I'm like, okay, I'll grab him. And, you know, I wish I would have held my water because Carson Wentz went for $18. So if I'd had $30 extra to spend there, and then I was bidding up Nick Chubb, and I don't mind Nick Chubb at 75 because what did McCaffrey go for? 105?
100.
100? I don't mind Nick Chubb at 75. I think he's priced right there, but I didn't want him. I had other guys like Devin Singletary, who I wanted to get at a real price. But I mean, I hemorrhaged like $75 of overbids on guys I didn't want. If I'd have waited on Carson Wentz, if I'd have waited on some of the other running backs that were there, I think my team would have been better. The one thing I do like is Julio Jones at $40. I think that's a great get.
I think he fell to third round in ours, which is kind of surprising just now.
I mean, he's getting up there, but he's such an athletic freak that I don't get it.
Just so you know, I go in with almost no quarterback plan, and I did want Josh Allen, but he got a little too high. He went for 23. I would have paid about 15 for him, and I drafted old guy quarterbacks. I would have been fine. Seriously, I would have been fine with Cam Newton at 4 and Big Ben at $1 at quarterback, and I should have backed them up with Derek Carr, but instead I don't know. We'll see what happens. I got the old guys. So I got Breeze and I got Brady, and then I pissed away a pick on another quarterback who I'll release. So,
who was that?
Tua. But you know what? I got. Okay, I don't want to say this the right way, but this is what I'm going to say it the way I'm going to say it. I got fired up when I saw the news on Fitzy. Now, the sad part is his mom died, so it was like, yeah, he might be gone for a while. Like it was reading like he's devastated, like many people would be when their mom passes away. And I was like, I'm getting Tua. Like he's going to play. So he's not going to play for a while.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think bargain quarterbacks this year is the way to go. Like if you're in an auction, because I think Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, and Russell Wilson are going to go for too much, and I'm one of the dipwads that paid too much. Kyler Murray is going to go for way too much, and I think there are guys that are going to be, in auctions, it's not about getting the best guy, it's about getting the best team. And if you can get 85% of Patrick Mahomes for 8% of the price, then you've got all that money to splash around everywhere else. That's how you get there. And I do think Mahomes is going to be a beast this year. I mean, quarterbacks don't usually get hurt, although he takes too many risks with his body. But all the weaponry's there, all the pieces are there, and there's no reason he won't have a year that's closer to 2 years ago than he did this past year. I'm not sold on Lamar Jackson because I think he's going to get hurt, and I just don't think you can expose a quarterback to that many hits and not have him end up hurt. So, I like him, but I don't want to spend that much money and then end up having to play, what's left of Phillip Rivers.
But Adam's all set because he's got, like as you said, 85% of this or that. He's got 90% of Lamar Jackson and Tyrod Taylor.
It's true. Okay. I got Lamar and Tyrod.
Yeah. Well,
dude, Petro, you would not believe that. Thank God I can sort of justify talking about Tyrod Taylor because he's down the road in San Diego or whatever, LA now. Every goddamn time Tyrod Taylor or Josh Allen comes up, the show is off the friggin' rails. He did it again today. He did, we talk. He's
the star of Hard Knocks.
He loves watching Justin Herbert.
I don't know that he's the star. He's the leader of that team, but he's not the star. He doesn't say much.
No, he's boring.
Quiet leader. He's a quiet star.
He loves what I was going to say. He loves what freaking what they're doing on video to Justin Herbert. Because they're trying to knock the kid down a peg, and they're also trying to make sure there's no quarterback controversy. So he loves that Anthony Lynn is like, hey, let's bury Herbert on Hard Knocks, and we'll rebuild him up, away from everyone else.
Well, there was nothing but, I mean, again, and who knows what all Anthony Lynn said that doesn't make Hard Knocks right. We're seeing 60 collective minutes, 30 minutes on the Chargers each week. But I'm sorry, when I heard he had those picks, it's good. I like to see him struggle and have to overcome. Shut up. Shut up. Like if that were preceded by, hey, we told him go find the limits. Like Andy Reid will tell you he wants his quarterbacks to throw picks as they're figuring out what are the limits on the play. Where can I go? What can I do it? He said it with Alex Smith. He said it with Patrick Mahomes. It's something he wants to do. But if maybe Anthony Lynn said that, hey, we're trying to get him to push until he finds out, okay, this is where it's too far. But that's not what he said. He just said he flat out struggled, and that's not a positive sign. Herbert, listen, I might be proven wrong, but in my opinion, Herbert sucks. And until he proves me wrong, I'm not buying Herbert to be anything. They'll force him in there at some point, though. If they're 3-3, you might see him out there, and it's not going to work.
Yeah. And to Trees and ODB's point, he says, Steve, don't act like you don't bring up Tyrod, knowing full well that Adam's going to go derail everything. I did it again today because I said, actually, I did it brilliantly. I'm going to pat myself on the back. I rarely do this. We had one of our buddies who calls UNLV football games. He played quarterback, at UNLV, Caleb Herring, and I set up the question to him. I was like, hey, how does it feel when you're a quarterback and you throw a lousy ball and you set up your receiver to get hurt? Because that's what Tyrod Taylor did to Mike Williams. And he goes on for like 2 minutes talking about it. And then Adam's looking at me. He's like, you mother effer. And he comes like right after Caleb Herring. He's like, it wasn't a bad ball. And I'm like, here we go. Let's start. But I already got 2 minutes of material where Caleb didn't see the pass. So he just delivered the great message about Tyrod should feel, he has to get over it, but you should feel bad in the moment.
That wasn't a bad ball.
No.
A bad ball is when you leave him where he gets destroyed by a linebacker safety over the middle.
6'4", put it up in the air. Yeah. My guy Mike Williams, the bargain of the draft at $1. Let's do this.
I didn't call it a great ball. Okay, I'm saying just like he didn't get him hurt.
Low shit. Get it up in the air for my guy Mike.
All right, so we've done the quarterback strategy, right?
Running back.
Give me the running back plan.
You know my running back plan. Go ahead, Adam.
And what you ended up with.
What your running back plan? I don't even know who you picked this year.
Who are you asking me?
It's a disaster.
Either one. I don't care. I'll give you more. I'll go.
My plan every year is to get like 2 of the top 7 backs, or if it's 5. Once there's a drop off from the elite guys, and then it starts to get into, because we kind of know where guys are going to go. So I want one of the top 7 guys, and I'll spend whatever I need.
First you said you want 2 of the top 7.
Yeah, I want 2 of the top 7. Yeah. Right.
So who are the top 7 this year?
I think Zeke Elliott is 1, 2, or 3, and I think that Aaron Jones is at the back of the top 7. I think he's a 1,600-yard guy from scrimmage. So.
Well, he was last year. They did take a running back in the second round this year, and he did have a ridiculously high touchdown percentage that does not seem sustainable. But I'm fine if you put him there.
I had A.J. Dillon on my list. I just wasn't going to pay any more than like $2 for him.
Right, but that's 2 guys. I want to hear the 7. Zeke.
I don't know. Let me look.
Saquon Barkley.
McCaffrey.
Christian McCaffrey. Is Nick Chubb?
Yeah, Nick Chubb is.
Is Kamara?
Yes.
Aaron Jones?
Yep. Is Dalvin Cook? I'm not so sure. Is Joe Mixon? I'm not so sure.
I think Dalvin Cook is for most people, but Dalvin Cook can't stay healthy. So Dalvin Cook's the guy you get when he's cheap, and when Dalvin Cook costs money, you walk away.
Someone's asking how do I do the 2 running backs and 2 of the top 7 running backs? I don't. Nothing's guaranteed in a snake draft. That's why I try not to do any. I do all auctions.
Yeah, snake drafts suck. Don't do it.
Honestly, in a snake draft, I will have a mix. I'll have a mix of running backs and wide receivers that I will take early, and I'll wait on quarterbacks. Yeah. So and then this year, I thought I managed my money well enough to make sure that I had other running backs, and they all have question marks, but I think they're all decent. So my 3 and 4 are Todd Gurley and David Montgomery, and I don't think I got a 5th running back, but I'll do it through pickups when I need to.
I can't remember what you're calling yourself now.
Squatty Fat Fucks.
Yeah, there you are. Aaron Jones, Todd Gurley. I
don't have a good enough flex player. I'll say that.
David Montgomery. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Yeah, I drafted 4 running backs.
3. David Montgomery.
Zeke Elliott, Aaron Jones, Todd Gurley.
Oh, Zeke. Okay, I didn't see Zeke. I'm sorry. He's right. Yeah, okay.
That's pretty good.
Zeke and Aaron Jones. All right, so you pulled off 2 of the top 7. All right,
and I'll answer this one right here. Absolutely not. And there's no fucking way I'd pay $90. He was 5.
Did in the chat room.
I don't care. Clyde Edwards-Helaire went for $5 less than Zeke Elliott. He went for 15 more than Nick Chubb. Come on.
Half the league is in Kansas City.
I get it. Which is it's a joy to see that, because I know we're in baseball leagues where we've talked about it. If we have an NL league, there's a bunch of Cardinals fans. I know I'm never going to get a Cardinal. It's never going to happen. We're in an AL league. We're in an AL league where there's a Yankee fan. I'm not getting Yankees ever. It never happens. So I don't even get wrapped up in it.
And this is a weird league in the sense that we've got 6 of us in KC, 1 in San Diego, and 5 in Vegas.
By the way, you noticed what happened to all the Vegas guys. Now, the Raiders guys are not that valuable outside of Waller, but the Vegas people did not go crazy over the Vegas.
Well, it just got there, and everybody's also everybody. Hill was grabbing guys from the Raiders.
I got one. Henry Ruggs.
He and I were in on Ruggs for $5.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I mean,
How cheap did Waller go for? What was Darren Waller was like?
He went for a lot.
He went for 28, which actually I don't know if that's that bad.
Not when
Other
Travis
guys
Kelce goes for what, 71?
But yeah, it was like 71.
By a guy living in Vegas. That was Justin.
Yeah, he went for 66. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, so the Kansas City thing drove him to that number, but he was all in that he was getting Travis Kelce, which then left George Kittle going for like $20 less, right? For like 50 something, 15 less.
Yeah.
Do we do for a bet? Do we want to set a real number, or do you want to go with this? Come on, really, Sean? Come on.
Well,
I'll let you drop the number, and I'll still go under.
Okay, how about if
I'm not going to freaking steal money from you at 1,800.
I'll give you two numbers. Number one, I think let's call it 1,700 if you want to bet to justify the money you spent on him at $90. But know this, the Vegas number. Now I haven't looked at it since Damian Williams opted out. But with Damian Williams, it was 950 total yards.
I was trying to mute Petro, but I didn't get it in time.
What?
I was trying to mute you so you couldn't.
So I couldn't say what it was. John, he's not gonna bet you.
By the way, are they comfortable with him picking up blitzes yet?
I mean, who knows, right? Because
he's not seeing the field if he's not.
You have more access than I do. There's like a term for tight ends or like anybody on the outside blocking. Like, is he a mauler? No. Can he push and pester? Like, yes. He is a willing participant. He is a tough kid that is a willing participant, that he gets the concepts. When you listen to him, he's talking all about the concept of this. He got blowback because he said the offense isn't that hard. And they're like, everyone's like, what? What do you mean? Like, what are you saying? Like, it's Andy Reid's offense. He's like, listen, I'm not saying I don't have to study. I have to study. He said, but if you understand the concepts that are going on in football, like what we're trying to accomplish on this play, I get the concept, so I can figure out my role, right? We have 3 layers to the pattern or option routes. Chiefs do a lot of option routes, so I understand where it is. He's a smart kid. So normally, like, he'll be better than Kareem Hunt was in his first year at picking up the blitz. I guarantee you that. They quietly did a great job of getting him out when they really wanted to throw the ball. And then if he was in and they were throwing the ball, they wanted to throw it to him. Edwards-Helaire will be better than that.
I think
on what?
On the blocking. But I think that was more a reflection of your access.
It was it was a reflection of
practice.
Like here's my answer. Like, as a casual fan and a fantasy football guy, don't worry about it. Yes, he blocks well enough that you don't have to worry about that. You will not notice like, oh shit, he's never there. I'm gonna tell you, I had one personnel guy in the league tell me they graded him just below Christian McCaffrey. That they think he's that kind of two-way threat. Okay. Now he's
1,800. 1,800's the bet.
Is there a bet, Flatlander?
I think it's 2,150. I'm going to go with now. Seems like a lot of hype.
Listen, I'm telling you, I think he's real. Like, I'm not sure I love taking number 32. I know the Chiefs would like to have traded down, but after Jordan Love went 5 picks, like what did he go, 26, 27 or whatever? Everybody at the bottom of the draft was trying to trade out because everybody knew how deep the draft was, but nobody wanted to trade up. There were all kinds of calls until the quarterback went. And then when the quarterback went, nobody wanted to move up. So the Chiefs were stuck at 32. They had to make a decision, and he was their top back. And I think he's the top fit for their offense. So I think he's going to be really good.
I will do 1,700 over under total yards on Clyde Edwards-Helaire with Sean, who's Casey Flatlander. But it's a 2-level bet, okay? There is a dinner on the line at Triple G. But if one of us loses at credit card roulette, you have to take the other person. You get what I'm saying? So if I lose it, if I win this bet, but I lose at credit card roulette, it's on you, Sean, and vice versa. Let's do this.
So wait a minute. All right. So hold on. Let me interject here a little bit. Number one, I look back Kareem Hunt's rookie year.
Yeah.
1,782 yards.
Mhm.
So it's 1,700. We're in a good spot. And then credit card roulette. Everyone knows what credit card roulette is. We pull cards out. Last card in has to pay for dinner. And Sean will sometimes sit out credit card roulette, so this will force him into it. So the winner, if you win and the loser loses dinner, the winner has to pick up the check.
That's it.
So it's kind of like running it twice in poker.
Right.
Okay. I think that's a fair bet.
All right.
He said sold.
Yeah, he agreed to it. These late night bets are the best.
So actually, all you get, it's better to lose and then stick the guy with the credit card roulette tab. Because you lose dinner for 2, and then you stick him with a check for like 8-9 people.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
It's a good strategy.
Cool bet you guys cooked up there. You guys are a couple of gambling pros.
I love that Ryan Carl keeps coming at you about Singletary. He got Zach Moss, so he's fine.
I have Zach Moss, yeah.
You got him. So it's like he's like busting your balls. Like we didn't reveal it, but he got Moss too. So he's
listen, I made it. Well, I haven't gotten to my running backs because we can't get your opinion. You can't get your running back breakdown, Steve. I had to pull fucking teeth to get anything out of you there on your running backs. Give me I'll go or we can do Adams.
I love going over Adam. By the way, what's the highest credit card roulette that we've had? Did one push past 700 with tip?
Oh, we've been over 700. I'm wondering, did we get to $1,000?
Well, the whole group never goes in, so it's usually
they did early on. Some of the early ones, everybody was in.
It's tough, and you know what? At this point, how many times have you lost, Petro? Once?
I'm not talking about it. I'm not jinxing anything.
I've never lost.
I haven't either.
By the way,
if you're going to say it, I haven't either.
Yeah, we know because you have the heavy card. Petro's got the heavy card that they pick early.
No,
yeah,
no.
They pick early every time because you've got a heavy card.
No, I don't have my wallet down here. I have the same card he has, and I will get a heavy card when it's due up in 21 or 23 or whenever it is. But I'm not the jackass like, I want the metal card, right? So no, I do not have the heavy card. I do not have the heavy card, but it is fun. The way you got to do credit card roulette is it has to be the last card in there, not the first card picked, because the anticipation of looking for your credit card color coming out, right? There's all these Southwest cards. That's always fun because 6 guys have a blue Southwest card. It's like, oh, shit, it's not me. Then there's there's 3 or 4 of us that have the Amex. So when the gray one comes out, like it's the metal one, you're like, shit, not me.
Yeah. Soren, to Brady's point, Soren and I have both had enough dinners where we've easily gotten at least $800 a piece.
Oh yeah, because we've been doing this for a decade.
So if I lose, I might be grumpy at the moment, but it's ridiculous if I complain.
Yeah, couple nights a weekend, at least 2 nights we end up doing it, and we've been doing it for more than 10 years.
Has anyone lost 3 times?
Wasn't there a year that somebody lost back-to-back nights? I thought that happened.
I don't think so, but somebody got hit at a Japanese steakhouse. You know how they gouge the shit out of you. And there was like sushi, and there's all the drinks, right? People don't think about like you go Vegas Strip, like we were doing like a Japanese steakhouse. One time you hooked us up at it and like got half of it for free, so it didn't end up being bad. But one time the whole deal, I think JD in San Diego got hit for like 8 something. I think that's it. I don't think anyone's gotten to 1,000. But.
And the best was someone lost, was also too drunk, and they decided they're like, this is great. Or maybe they were worried. They actually called their wife or soon-to-be wife and told her for some reason. That didn't go well.
So that was Doug. That was Doug.
That was one of your old radio guys with you, Doug.
Yeah, and he had his wife coming out. Like when we were all going home, he was staying. And his wife was coming out, and he calls her, and he's like, "Yeah, by the way," and he's like, "I lost a credit card roulette." And she's like, "Well, how much?" And it's probably like $500 or $600 or something like that. And not nothing, right? I'm not trivializing it like it's nothing, but it's not going to break the family either. And he spent the rest of the night. Remember, we're going out, we're walking around, we're going bar to bar, and he's on the phone all night. she's like, well, I'm not coming out. I'm just going to cancel the trip. We clearly can't afford it. You're just going to shit this money away. Then I'm not coming. So he spends the rest of the night on the phone like, listen, okay, I screwed up. All right. It's not that big a deal. You're still coming out. It's fine. My wife, like, you know, she'd be like, yeah, of course fat ass lost. This guy's a loser.
Adam's running back philosophy is hilarious because we pretty much know who he's waiting for, and he thinks he's going to slip guys by, but he's been figured out now. And I mean, I'll say it. I want to do well in the league, but I get much more satisfaction out of having money down the stretch and making sure people don't get the bar they want. And I really don't even care if I win.
Well, it was Dalvin Cook last year with me and Adam, right?
Yep.
He thought Dalvin Cook, and I was jamming you. Did you end up getting Dalvin Cook, Adam? I think you did, didn't you?
I think so. I won. So, I know that.
And then late you wanted, was it Peyton Barber or Ronald Jones?
I think that was 2 years ago.
Peyton Barber, oh boy, that got ugly.
You lost your shit.
Yep.
Like you wanted to punch me because like you're Peyton Barber for $1, and he does the hats down, and he's not even really looking like, I don't know, I'll take Peyton Barber for $1. And I'm like, by the way, this is the starting running back for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. There's 4 of you that need backs, 3 of you that got money. You have to bid on this guy. This is the guy. And Adam just loses it. What the fuck? Like, you can't talk. You're out. You're done.
Yeah. Yes.
You can't speak. No.
Yes.
But you know. But I can speak because I do it every year. And you got pissed about it again this year.
Well, this year was completely fucking ridiculous. in every way. I was so furious. But actually, I was more.
You make up alternate facts though about what was happening. This was This was a virtual draft. You have no idea what we're doing on the other end of the draft.
You had every opportunity to bid on him if you wanted to.
Let's explain it. Antonio Gibson comes up late. I love the guys we fight over. The Kelly Johnson brawl between
even I almost came to
over goddamn Kelly Johnson and like position eligibility.
And people don't even know what sport we're talking about. That's how obscure Kelly Johnson is.
Any sport. But Antonio Gibson comes up. He's one of the backups. They have 19 backups behind Adrian Peterson. And he's sitting at $1, and Petro's like, he's going to play. Yeah. So he starts to inform everyone.
Well, he said he's the starter.
Okay. And like, was I going to go to $18 on Antonio Gibson? No, I was going to push it to like 3, 4, 5. And I was sitting there ready to go.
You could have. You could have.
Did you?
My problem is not that you could have got him. Of course, if you still have money, it's my fault for bringing him up. Because as I said, I have never once, until I'm down to my last dollar, brought up a player that I wanted, ever. It's never happened. I only bring up players to drive up bidding to get rid of people's money. I've never brought up a player that I wanted, ever. Not once. But late in the draft, when I was down to needing a guy for $1, I was like, okay. And I actually didn't want to. You have to bring somebody up. That's the problem. Because my turn was up. I couldn't just pass. So I was like, all right, I want to bring him up. I bring him up for $1. We're sitting there. Petro's like, he's the starting running back for the Redskins. You can't let him go for $1. And it's going. And I'm looking, and I'm just staring at my computer like, please nobody bid. Please nobody bid. And it's 3, 2, 1. Petro's like, he's the starter. Somebody goes, $2. Not one of you two. If one of you two wants to bid on him, fine. You know who he is. But somebody took him. It was down to 1. My screen said 1, and I was like, yeah.
Your screen's fucked up. It was 3 on mine. And JB jumped me.
Okay, and you had 30 seconds, and you still hadn't bid $2.
Wait, I'm gonna wait until the last second because look at how you get.
Okay, but it got to. But then somebody went 2. You could have gone 3. You didn't because you didn't want him. You weren't going to bid on him. That's how it was. You weren't going to bid on him.
I want him, but I'd shit my money away on Russell Wilson, Devin Smith.
Exactly why I don't bring somebody up until the end when nobody has money. But then you're trying to tell other people to take people away from you. That's when it's ridiculous. If you're not in the bidding, get the fuck out.
I will never not have money ever again. It's my sole goal in these leagues.
Listen, first of all, I love the guy. I have him in my dynasty league. I drafted him. I think he's a stud. I love that he can catch the ball.
The flipping out.
But listen, like at what point is it just you're fucking insane, man?
Yeah.
Because like doing the same thing every year and expecting a different result is the fucking definition of insanity.
Bro,
like Cofield and I, mostly me, and then Cofield like a little bit just being because he's got to work with you every day. A big guy, I see you once a year. What the fuck do I care, right? I am going to do it to you every year. Every year.
You're more than welcome to bid on the
everybody
guy.
in every league.
You're more than welcome to bid on the guy if you want to.
And I'm in for the show, the local show, because I hope Antonio Gibson's fucking 1,400 yards and 20 touchdowns.
So did you get him, Adam?
No.
No, JB got him.
Awesome. Who got him?
I don't think it was JB. I don't think it was JB. Are you sure?
Well, he'll suck because JB, his team's always cursed. I always look at JB's team and like, I've been like, this is a pretty smart team, and he never wins. He's never won the league. Never.
I remember thinking whoever got him had no idea who it was. So I don't think it was JB.
Our San Diego friend. So
exactly.
Okay.
Yes, who just listened to you guys say to bid, and he bid and didn't know who he was. It's completely fucking ridiculous. It just is.
It's fantasy fucking football, right? I mean,
yeah. No, as I said though, once you pay for it, it's not a game anymore. It's not. If it's free, then it's a game and it's fun. We can do whatever we want. This is fucking competition.
And this is part of it. This is how this league works.
Every league does work like that.
Go to the monastery and sit in fucking silence in that league. This league, shit is going to fly every second from anyone who's not passed out and is sober enough to spit something out.
It's just infuriating. But I actually, one of the reasons I was the most upset is because I was still mad about David Montgomery. That's what I was still upset about.
What about David Montgomery?
So he's sitting out there. He's the only guy left. And I think Steve was interested in him too. But I'm just hoping that everybody runs out of money. Because you remember, I was saving money. If you remember, I had the most money for most of the draft.
You were hoarding cash.
And as it got down, I was like, well, he is still the starting running back. I want to get David Montgomery. He's out there. And as Steve said, he wanted him to, and that's fine. So I'm waiting, and I'm like, okay, everybody just keep throwing out guys. I'm throwing out guys. I had 2 quarterbacks early. I'm throwing out quarterbacks so people run the bidding up. So whoever I can, just get money out there. Let everybody lose their money. And Steve, and I'm sure some other people were looking at him too. Just don't throw them out there. So let's save money. So at some point, Justin's computer goes down, and he's like, I'm out. I'm locked out. So we're like, pause it. JB, pause it. And he goes, no, I don't care. Just let it throw out whoever. And I'm like, no, pause the fucking draft. Because the auto draft is David fucking Montgomery, and I don't want him thrown out right now. And he's like, no, just let it go. Just let it go. I don't care. And then, of course, it fucking auto throws out David Montgomery when Steve actually had a little bit more money than me and he could get him. That was infuriating. That's why I was so pissed about Gibson, because I was saving my money for Montgomery, and the fucking computer malfunction screwed me over.
You seriously, the world has fucked you for years, and I do love that we're getting to the bottom of this.
It's true.
Did we not say before, like, listen, because normally we do a live auction, and the rules are, like in our baseball leagues, we pay someone to be the auctioneer. But in football, we don't have anyone, because you guys are because we do baseball in Kansas City, and I can get things done, so I always get us an auctioneer. Football, we go to Vegas, and you guys can't get shit done, and so we don't have an auctioneer. So whoever wins the last player becomes the auctioneer for the next player.
Sure. That's
how we normally do it. So this year we're not all in the same room. So we have the website doing the bidding. And we said, look, you need to be on Chrome, not Safari, because you can't hear the voice if you're not on Chrome. Don't wait till the very last second, because what might be 1 second on Adam's computer is 3 seconds on Steve's, like we were talking about with the running back. Like the clocks, like you'll be looking at it, say 2 seconds, and it'll say sold, right? And sometimes you'll be like, it'll say sold, and then there's a new bid, right?
Another bid.
It's just the quirks. If you get thrown off, that's your problem, right? So like hardwire connection, like I Ethernetted in my connection, I didn't get thrown off once, not one time. So those were the rules. I mean,
incorrect. You're wrong on this, because I know exactly what the rules were. It was if we need to pause it, we will say pause, and JB will pause. And if he can't get it paused in time, then it's going to just go to whatever happens to the computer. But the rules were, if we say pause, as long as he has time to pause it, he will pause it. That was the rule at the beginning. At the beginning, that's what we said.
I'm fine with that. Did he have time to pause it?
Yes, plenty of time. But we're like, no, don't worry about it. Just let it throw somebody out. It doesn't matter.
10 seconds.
Yeah. But we're like, pause. And I was like, pause it. pause it. And like, no, don't worry about it. It's fine. Let it go. And everybody's like, oh, just let it go. It doesn't matter who it throws out.
We were definitely in a gray area because we weren't worried about bringing guys up for bidding. I mean, I get how strategically it screwed you.
Yes.
But listen, it's a pandemic, man.
What does that have to do with the draft?
We're trying to make this shit happen, and you want everything to run like adapt and overcome. Be a fucking Marine, right? Like make it happen.
I did. I was furious last year. I still won. Hopefully, I can compete this year. It's fine.
By the way, how many times have you won the league?
Last year.
Yeah. I have.
Petro's won a lot.
Yeah, he has.
No, but I can't hold it. Have you won, Steve?
Never.
Wow.
No,
you haven't won, Steve? For a while, there's only three of us.
Yeah,
for 10 years, like three of us were the only ones that won. You lost to me in the championship one year, didn't you?
Yeah, Todd Gurley sat out at the end of he sat out like week 16. He carried my team. He was fucking awesome. That was like Todd Gurley's year. And then he decided to sit out at the last minute, and we have no pickups. So I went in with Todd Gurley as one of my running backs.
Yeah, once you get to the playoffs, no pickups.
Dominant.
Which I think is a good rule.
All right. So I got a couple more things on fantasy football.
All right.
One, I'm going to run this. I heard this in the studio today. Adam was suggesting that his strategy in week 1 in this league is to lose on purpose so that he's first in the order for pickups. Is that okay? Look at the hesitation.
We
don't have a rule.
First of all, can everybody kiss my ass that I don't just I take a moment to think? Like, why am I getting shit on for being like, we don't prep the questions. You throw it at me and I'm like, let me think about this for a second. Oh, fuck, there it tells everything. Like, what? I'm a Republican? I'm a Democrat? Like, what? Like, Christ. No, it's fine. If he's going to sacrifice a week to get the first pick, that's a strategic move. Like, what are we going to mandate? You got to start, guys? Like, he's not.
I don't have a problem.
At the end of the year, if it's the end of the year and he's tanking a loss, which gives somebody else into the playoffs or something like that, yes, that's bullshit. But week 1, strategically, to put himself in line for a pickup, if at the end of the year he doesn't make the playoffs by 1 game, everyone's going to laugh at him and mock him. So, no, there's nothing wrong with that. I like it. He read the rules, Steve.
Yeah, in this league,
I wasn't complaining about it. I actually thought you would flip out about it.
No, I'm okay with it.
You have top waiver claim as long as you're in last. Like, as long as you're in last, right? So my strategy was just play nobody week 1, take a 0, and be last.
You can't take a 0.
Why?
You can start your worst lineup. You got to start a lineup.
First of all, that's impossible for me. My team. The one thing I have is that my team is incredibly deep, but there's nobody good. Like, I just have all the same players.
Yeah, well, tough shit. You got to find a lineup. Like, you can't take a 0. That I will say no. You can't take a 0. You got to find a way to start your worst lineup. You got to play. Like, and Adam is why the NCAA rule book is like 2 million pages.
Yep.
Right? Because like, oh shit, we didn't think of the guy who's going to totally try to just jerry rig the system.
One thing I have is that my team is incredibly deep.
I'm okay. I'm okay with that. All same. Well, tough shit. You got to find a lineup. What am I hearing there, Steve? What are you playing?
It was me talking again. Yeah.
Oops, my bad.
I'm okay with that because, that's what rules are. You push to the limits and the boundaries of the rules. And if we look at it and go, all right, that's bullshit. That's not fair. All right, we put a new rule in, and then next year you can't do that. But this year we screwed up, and you get to go. Just like your kick returner team should be the greatest fantasy success of all time. That's bullshit that you're not going to get a bobblehead for that, right? That's absolute bullshit. But but you gotta start. You gotta put guys in the lineup.
It's all because there's just one guy I want that's available that I should have taken and didn't. No, I'm not saying you're in the league.
Why not? It's always broadcast first. You cannot sabotage the broadcast.
I will say
fantasy team.
We talked about this on radio earlier, and people DM'd me and asked me who it was, and I told them. So yeah, you're in this league. You might take him. You might then throw week 1 to get this guy.
League you're going to do
this?
Yes.
Yes.
No, never.
Go ahead. He can't hear us.
Yeah, right.
Actually, in the green room, he actually can. So
you actually can.
that would have been awesome if you gave it away, and I was like, Petro heard it.
No, I don't care if you sandbag it, but you got to play it. You got to put a lineup out there. You got to put a lineup out there. That's all.
Hold on 1 second. I'll be back. I have to go find a play. No, I'll be. Hold on.
What is he doing?
So take a growler, you said.
All right, here's my next suggestion. I love the auctioneer because I do think it cuts out, like, Adam's a psycho. That's ridiculous. That whole rant, that's all ridiculous, right? It's a good system on CBS, the virtual draft. I think we should do that at our face-to-face draft. I will hook up a speaker and the whole thing will run through CBS, because you have to admit, and I take advantage of it, one thing that we do when we are the auctioneers, I absolutely fuck over people by changing my cadence. And I should not be allowed to do that. And this sort of childish, think about what he's arguing like this when we had a good auction system. Like, it's 99% spot on.
Yeah. And it's completely unbiased.
Yep. So I think we should actually use that, have a computer running it, and have it plugged into a big speaker, and that's it. There's no more auction complaints.
We talked about that after baseball. That, hey, this worked really good. We definitely still want to get together because the weekend for us, like the weekend in Vegas, is obviously a great time, right? And you'd have to speak because all you jackasses are staying at my house that come in from Seattle and Vegas. So I think it's a good time. It's a good time for me. I take days off for it, so that's fun. So we want to do it. But I do agree with you that it's like it's pretty unbiased. 200 miles an hour. Look out. No one in the room. We're all safe.
There you go. And my final one is I think we should do a league with most of the show contributors next Monday or Tuesday, depending on the Vegas Golden Knights schedule. We're going to start it really early. And I say we pick a couple of listeners. We'll figure out how to pick 2 listeners so that we do a league next week. And you can see this lunacy by Adam Hill go down live.
Wait a minute. And we're going to do it here live, like on the show?
On this, yeah. It'll be, honestly, the draft. We'll have to figure it out.
Are we doing auction or draft?
Auction, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. But I'm saying the draft software will kind of be, it'll be there, but it might be kind of in the background. But we'll have a moderator. I've already got someone to be the moderator and draft at the same time, so they're screwed. And I will serve as sort of the analyst and the producer. So should be good.
So are we going to be able to give our opinions? Because seriously, it's already a 5-hour process.
It's going to go fast. So what we'll do, it's going to go fast.
Bring ups quicker. And
yes.
Have it auto bring.
It's going to be fucking rapid fire, but so you're going to have to manage and you know what? The moderator, if he wants to talk to you as your picks up in a pick or two, you better have your freaking queue ready. Right. It's going to go fast. I'm talking like the bring up is 30 seconds, and then the friggin' draft will reset on bids 15 seconds, and then it'll reset to 10. So it's just going to be bang, bang, bang. So everyone's got to deal with all the pressure.
Well, I love it. And then are we going to have every so often we stop and we hear Adam's bitches?
You'll hear them live. Don't worry.
Okay. Yes. I am going to bring up everybody who's available the whole time. I always do it. Once I'm full on running backs, I start going, all right, anybody who thinks this guy's going for cheap, grab him right now. This guy's no shit. Go get him.
And Adam will be probably.
When are we doing this? I'll do it.
Bud Light Seltzer Lime is
you zero card. Yeah, go get him.
Sadly.
Best.
Go get him.
Go get him, big boy.
Jared is still banned.
Yeah.
Probably for life. Jared is an employee at our station, Soren, and he likes to drink, and he got a little toasted, and he was all over the place, and so that got ugly.
All right. Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay.
Let's go Monday, Tuesday, whatever. Let me check. Hang on. I got to check my calendar. Hiding here in my basement all day, every day. Let me see. Let me make sure I'm free. It turns out I'm free.
All right.
Turns out I'm good.
What'd you guys cover on your show in Kansas City? Anything kind of offbeat?
I know where you're going.
No, you don't. You don't. I don't know where I'm going. I mean, I know where I'm going, but it might not be where you think I'm going.
Oh, I know where you're going.
Do you?
Yeah, 100%.
What is it? What is it?
What do you want me to do? You want me to text it in the?
I don't know. It's a video.
Oh, it's a video. Hang on.
It's actually your region of the country.
It is Midwest.
Let me see. Let's see if I gotta.
No.
I gotta punch this up. Okay.
Listen, Soren, when political discussion starts at like city councils, shit gets real, and it got ugly at a city council hearing.
In Vegas?
No. Midwest, Lincoln, Nebraska, I believe.
Oh, okay. No. I did not. Let's. You know me. I mean, well, go ahead.
They don't have their football. You know, the players are suing the Big Ten.
Right.
These people are fucking pissed off right now, and it's time to. We want our goddamn football, and then the city council better step up, and it's all about sports, baby. It's all
Let
about.
me see it.
First, and then Jane, and then you. Okay.
I promise I won't take up too much of your time here. My name is Andrew Christensen. I live at 1212 Twin Ridge Road. Lincoln has the opportunity to be a social leader in this country. We have been casually ignoring a problem that has gotten so out of control that our children are throwing around names and words without even understanding their true meaning and treating things as though they're normal.
Where do we think this is going, Soren? Since you didn't see it,
I have not seen it.
But do you know about it?
First of all, I know he's up to no good. Right? Like, this is not a concerned citizen coming in here to try to solve the education issue or like this is like if they're sitting up there and they don't realize a bomb is about ready to go off in front of them.
Is he Antifa? Is he militia? Is he BLM?
I think he's a wise ass that's like trying to win a bet with his buddies.
Wow, good job.
And grab some FaceTime. That's what I think.
Well, here we go.
That has gotten so out of control that our children are casual.
God, he's playing it so straight though. It's beautiful.
Dude, it's a good delivery, but you can kind of see,
Understanding their
kind of
truth.
tell he's like too straight.
As though
You
they're
know, there's no nervousness.
restaurants and I see people throwing this name around and I see people I go into nice family restaurants and I see people throwing this name around and pretending as though everything is just fine. I'm talking about boneless chicken wings. I propose that we as a city remove the excuse me, I'm trying to
Yeah.
excuse me. Come on.
Yeah, who's the fucking asshole in the back? This is a serious issue. Are you laughing at it, Dick?
I propose that we as a city remove the name boneless wings from our menus and from our hearts. These are our reasons why. Number one, nothing about boneless chicken wings actually come from the wing of a chicken. We would be disgusted if a butcher was mislabeling their cuts of meats, but then we go around and pretending as though the breast of the chicken is its wing. Number two, boneless chicken wings are just chicken tenders, which are already boneless. I don't go to order boneless tacos. I don't go and order boneless club sandwiches. I don't ask for boneless auto repair.
I mean, come on. I love bone-in tacos. This is so awesome. We actually we had the hashtag from our listeners, anti-boner or pro-boner. That was going, and we made our producer Ari, because I love doing the anti-everything, anti-chicken winger, anti-boneless winger, whatever. And everything's anti, and I was like anti-boner. I didn't do it. He got real scared. He was like, "Shit."
It's just what's expected. And then number three, we need to raise our children better. Our children are raised being afraid of having bones attached to their meat. That's where meat comes from. It grows on bones. We need to teach them that the wing of a chicken is from a chicken, and it's delicious. I propose that we rename boneless wings in the city of Lincoln. We can call them buffalo-style chicken tenders. We can call them wet tenders. We can call them saucy nugs or trash. We can take these steps and show the country that where we stand and that we understand that we've been living a lie for far too long. And we know it because we feel it in our bones.
Thank you.
He's got his wingman applauding for him. Oh my God, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that not our future at age 70, Steve? A couple of tired old pricks rolling in just to mess with the city council.
That's all we're gonna have left.
So what do you? He wants the name Boneless out of it. What do you? Saucy Nugs was.
That was my choice. I'm with Saucy Nugs.
So what's going to be the stand you go in for?
Oh man, there's so many food stands. You know, god damn.
Food stands. I got a couple.
I'm saying there's so many food items we could go with. What would you go in and pitch? What upset you?
Figure out the fucking drive-through, man. Like, there
dude.
needs to be a rule. There's penalties if you wait longer than this, right? Like, it's a drive-through. If we're not driving through, then it doesn't count. Like, I would like some ordinances thrown down about. I'll settle for this. No way 3 cars go in on the inside lane while you're sitting there staring at the speaker with nobody saying shit to you. Like, that cannot happen. Once you bog down the outside speaker, the inside speaker, they can't go. That's bullshit. It should not be a gamble on which line's getting through. There's nothing like I don't even have anything to do anymore in my life. And if I go through a drive-through, I'm still pissed if 2 cars got in front of me because I chose the wrong line at the drive-through. I should not have that kind of stress.
Isn't McDonald's the only place that does the double line?
No, there are some others here and there.
So they just go somewhere else.
Didn't the Jack in the Box there over by UNLV have a double line? Even back when I was there,
definitely not that one. That one has like no room on the. You can't even if you decide to leave the lane, you got no shot. There's a wall there. But I will say the problem with that is, somebody who worked in fast food growing up, if you start to set the times,
I handled the register man for fast food. I got fast food work experience.
But if when you try to cut the times down, like when the management was like, hey, we need to cut down the times that people spend in the drive-through line, then you do the obnoxious thing, which they do way too often now too, is, okay, your order, you just pull around the side, we'll bring it out to the front. And then you got like 4 cars waiting out front, and then you just click and say, hey, this one's been delivered, they're out of the line, and then you cut your drive-through line times down, which is completely not the point.
Listen, there's got to be a better way. There's got to be a better way.
There is. You order on the app, and you get it when you get there.
Yeah, but even the app is already going to shit. That was everybody's get-out-of-jail-free card. But then you get 3 people who are on the app, and you're there like, well, I don't know. I didn't see you. Oh, where are you? Or we're still working on it. The app was the get-out-of-jail-free card. It's already gone to shit. I disagree.
Well, to be fair, the only drive-thru I go to is Starbucks, and it works great.
I do hear the Starbucks app, to which you're pissing off JB, because he doesn't want anyone knowing about the Starbucks app because it works great. But as soon as people figure it out, it will suck because it'll just be the new line.
Will they?
No.
Yeah, they'll figure it out. Enough people will that it'll suck.
It's been perfect for like 5 years. I don't think people are figuring it out.
The coffee thing, but I know, the app. I'll give credit. Listen. The Good Sense app works really good.
Hold on. I stop right now because I heard this the other day. You still have Mr. Good Sense in Kansas City?
Oh, yeah. It was founded here.
Yep.
We have tons of them.
We got that. We got totally effed. We got totally
because one of your listeners tweeted something about it the other day, and I was like, wait a minute. You still have that place is amazing.
Really good.
Yeah, Good Sense is great.
We only had one on Maryland Parkway. It went out a long time ago.
I know, because they got into Arizona, because they're all over Arizona, because when we go to spring training, they're there. And so they're national-ish, but yeah, they were founded in Lenexa, Kansas, a suburb here in KC.
My favorite of the fast sub places.
10% loyalty club. Like, listen, I sound like one of the commercials on my show, which I do commercials for them, so I love Good Sense. But you get 10% back on every order if you're in the loyalty club. So you buy $20, you have $2 off your next order, and then on the app it remembers everything. So, like, I want to order the whole family. Click, 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 click. I can order the whole family in less than 60 seconds. It's awesome.
That's impressive.
That's a great app.
I'm glad you took that time to lay that one out there. I've got 3 different things for my speech in front of the city council, and I'm gonna go quick on the first 2. I suggest that if you can't bring in your fucking garbage cans from the curb in a day and they sit out there. The second time you do it, the garbage can gets taken away. The third time you do it, the second garbage can gets taken away. And you know what? Now you got to fucking throw your bags in the back of your car and deliver to the dump. Fuck you. I bet you no one forgets. I bet you no one. This mother effer behind me, dude. You're a hermit. There's nothing to do. Walk out. The garbage comes on Tuesday. The cans can't be there on Friday. That is outrageous.
Maybe he's out of town. He's a worldly traveler.
No, he's not, because I see Amazon bags delivered every goddamn day. They're delivering water bottles. But the great thing is he does bring out the garbage. So it's not like his house is filled with garbage.
So why don't you take the Amazon package from his place and put it out next to the trash can?
Because Cofield's a coward. We know that.
He talks a big game.
Yeah. Issue number 2. I am going to fight for a state rights issue, right? We heard all about this new regime, drain the swamp. It's all about state rights, right? Well, there's something going on right now. Each state gets to decide what to do with this, you mother effer, right? I will go to the bosses of Nevada, and Adam will get this. I don't think Petro is going to get it. The audience will get it. This is a states' rights issue. You're not taking TikTok away. This is the only way I make it through each day. The life hacks on there are amazing. I'm cooking like I've never cooked before. You can't take away TikTok, okay? I don't care what stupid favors that this Dick Zuckerberg has done for you on Facebook. TikTok is the same thing. You can't take it away. Nevada needs to fight. If we're the only state in the union with TikTok, God bless our governor. God bless our lawmakers. I need TikTok.
So TikTok, I thought was just like, it's more than just like your own like karaoke, like mouthing the words to a song.
that's a different app that you're thinking of.
No, it's the app. It also what most of it is for are creepy guys looking at 17-year-olds with giant tits.
Take out creepy.
Backyard.
You didn't need to say creepy.
That's what Adam has. And here's the thing. The algorithm picks up what you watch. So I will sit there at night and I literally email myself food hacks and then like little things in the house, like shit I can't build and do. Like it's and this whole war against TikTok, cut it out. I get it. China's the enemy. Okay. They're going to steal stuff any way they want to. Okay. Cut it out. Can I give you the last one?
Yeah. I guess I got to get TikTok and start paying attention.
I think you got to have like the ADD going, man. It's like you need like instant gratification. The videos are great because they're max 30 seconds. Most of them are like 12. So I'm just like,
I still think
what do you like? What do you like again?
On the phone. I wasn't down here going like that. No.
I still think Petro's thinking of
we're gonna get banned.
I know. I think I'm thinking of Dub Smash. Dub Smash is the one that's all just lip syncing.
Yeah.
No, I thought that was TikTok.
Well, you can post your Dub Smashes on TikTok, but yeah. But as Steve said, like it just remembers what videos you want to watch and keep watching, and then gives them to you. So Steve gets weird cooking videos all the time, and people shaming their pets, which is very weird too.
That stopped actually because I don't watch them anymore. There used to be people who would play little music and chase their pets around, which I kind of like. Last one, and this is going to backfire on me. My last one, I would go in front of a city council and is it death penalty? Maybe. If you can't use your turn signal on the roads, and I'm talking just changing lanes and making right turns, you're done. Maybe we take the car away. And here's the other one. The addition to that is if you can't turn it off and you just drive down the road, left, and I'm driving behind you, then there's got to be something severe. Second time you get caught doing it, we have like an eye in the sky or a big brother attached to the car gets taken away. Now, here's the bad part. I am now so old that I find myself all the time. I look down and I'm like, God damn, that right signal's been going for a while, huh? Now I'm the guy who does that because I'm so psycho about, like, I always use it. And then I'm like, you fucking asshole. You didn't use the signal to change the lane. And I throw out a beep 3 cars back. No one around me knows what the hell's going on. I'm like, I'm beeping at the guy 3 cars ahead because he didn't signal.
I'm with like the figure out the horn law. Like, listen, if you're not doing anything wrong, I'm probably not honking at you, dipshit. Right? If we're all sitting through a green light and you're third in line and I honk fourth in line, like I have not shit in your grandmother's ear. Okay, so knock off this like, like, oh, what is that? I'm clearly like, let's go.
I like this. So some sort of warning system. If you don't use the signal, I don't know. The bright light is shining in your face.
Use the signal. Like, how about this? How about mandatory? How about we have video cameras at every four-way stop? And those that can't master the incredibly difficult art
of
like opposites going, like the people who think it's duck, duck, goose,
nope.
They lose their license.
I'm not even.
Road.
I am so aggressive at the four-way stop. If there's a second of hesitation, I'm like,
oh, I'm gone. Because otherwise,
you guys are going to kill everyone by hesitating. I got to go. I got to bring order to this situation.
They're not going to kill anyone, but you're not going to. It's not. You're not going to move for 20 minutes. Oh, is it my turn? Let me go a little bit. You know the asshole that like creeps out. Like, am I far enough? Screw you. It's my turn. I'm coming through. Like you step on the gas and you go. It is not. It's not. It's not Frogger, you dipshit. Like, you're not guessing at it.
Yeah.
How old are you two?
Yep.
This is the most complaining old crotchety man show ever.
I'm going to give you my the prediction of my death. I am going to go head on with someone in the suicide lane. So if you turn in the suicide lane and you're going to drive a half a mile going up the road to get up to speed, I'm going right in the lane at you.
I will say this. You said, how old are we? Like, I have bought, think about this, now I've taken my wife's car up, but I have bought 2 tanks of gas since the Big 12 tournament started. Wow. 2, right? I don't do shit. Okay. Just trying to do my part, just staying at home. Right. And so 2 tanks of gas. I've driven like a handful of times and I've lost my shit 40% of the time when I'm out there. I'm like, I forgot how fucking bad it is to go out of here. I gave a guy sitting through a green light. I had to go do something this morning. I don't even remember what the hell it was. I'm the guy sitting through the green light. I give him the the little just like, excuse me, hey, reminder, green light. Guy looks up, starts creeping out, right, as people are going by, and then gives me the nah. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do? So the guy turns, then he stops in front of me. I'm turning the same way. He stops in front of me. I pull up next to him. Like, he stopped. I'm like, I got to go around him. He's got his window down. He's ready to yell at me. He's like, what's your problem? I'm like, you're joking, right? I gave you an excuse me honk because you were messing with your phone or doing whatever, sitting through the light. And he goes, you broke a city ordinance. You can't use your horn unless it's to avoid a crash.
Really?
You're shitting me.
I like that.
You have to be shitting me. Why? I pray for the day when I never have to drive again. I pray. It's awful out there. It's Stupidville. It's Stupidville on the road.
Looks like I struck a nerve. Apparently, that's the winner going into the city council meeting and coming up with more severe penalties for idiots on the road.
Yes. I think we nailed it. And where's Adams? Adam didn't share anything.
Not going to be driving. I know that.
No.
Although Adam does pull the move if someone tries to cheat the system and go up some illegal right lane and then cut in at the last minute. Adam will kill himself to blow them into the wall. He doesn't care.
Oh, yeah. If you're all lined up and it's a traffic, it's one lane, and somebody's going around the shoulder, I will pull over and block the shoulder.
That's
like
fine.
you're not doing this.
But let me just give a counterpoint to this. If there's a lane and every dipshit has decided 3 miles back, they're going to get over. And then anybody who tries to use that lane, they're going to block, which is a legal lane. No, that's bullshit.
No, we've made a collective decision that we're all getting over now.
No. The zipper.
Why are you better than everybody else?
I'm with you on the shoulder.
Right.
I am with you on the shoulder. You do not go on the shoulder. But this like new phenomenon of like, oh, shit, people are getting over. And even though I don't have to get over for 2 miles, and then you back everything up. And so now you got a blind hill where you're backed up 2 extra miles because nobody's using all the lane that's there, you zipper merge at the point where you have to merge. That's how it works. It's not like, oh, well, I don't know. I can't possibly drive all the way up to the front. No bullshit. Use all the lanes that are there so you don't make the traffic jam even worse.
The only reason it gets worse is because people go around. Just merge on time. Let's go.
I'm not talking about the shoulder. I agree.
I know. But there's
like,
one.
I'm getting over now, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to drive with half my truck out in the lane so you can't go around me.
Oh yeah.
I don't have the cognitive ability to perform a zipper merge up there. So I got in front of this 18-wheeler, but I don't want anyone to get in front of me because I got these tiny little balls, and it'll be clear to me like how bad I am, how insecure I am. If you drive by me, eat shit and die. Okay? The zipper merge at the front of the lanes.
I feel like if 95% of the people have decided we're merging now, you're not better than everyone. You don't get to go to the front.
Yes, I am. 100%. I am 100% better. If 95% of you can't figure out how to use a wide open lane, eat shit right now. I'm going up.
It's only wide open because we've collectively decided we're getting over now.
You and Steve go collectively decide to, shit on each other's plate. I'm not sticking my plate out there. No, you go.
This is the most Trumpian opinion you've ever had. I feel like
you've got to be kidding me. That is. Oh my God. So
I'm more important
because you can't bring yourself to drive up, and because you know what? I'll tell you what the problem is. It's actually not your fault because you're a pacifist, right? When you get up there, there's going to be 7 Cofields that lose their shit. And so you can't just do it. And it should be everybody just take all the lanes all the way forward, and then we zipper merge wherever it is, right? That's how it works. Every other car. That's how a decent, educated, thoughtful world would work, because that maximizes and is the most efficient way to get through the traffic jam.
Yeah, I'm in the middle on. I'm in the middle on this. I'm very pro merge. I just don't like the illegal merge of going up the shoulder. But
never on the shoulder.
I'm very much. I'm a merger. I'm a cooperative merger, and I will often block people who are anti-merge behind me to let people in. How about that? I will go over the top.
Yes, 100%.
I'll say the one I usually do, and for Vegas listeners, it's if you go from 15 north to 215 west, it's one long lane. It's like a 1.5 mile long lane, but it's one lane, and it's always backed up. It's backed up every day, and that's where I do it the most. It's one lane that finally merges onto the freeway, but there's a shoulder. So, and every day you're in line like 20 minutes, and inevitably you'll have people start to zip around on the shoulder and even up on the rocks to get around. You're like, no, absolutely not. That's when I get over and I go way right and block the shoulder so people can't do it, and people honk and they get so mad. And I'm like, no, we're all in one lane here. There's only one lane. You're not going around. You're not more important than everybody else.
No one's arguing.
You're staying here. No, I got you. I'm just saying that's what it usually is. I do it.
You're coming out and announcing you're pro air. Fucking congrats.
But nobody else will get over and block everyone.
Well, I mean,
I do it.
Yeah,
I do it.
I was told. I explained the exchange, and there was an exchange that followed after this jackass. I explained that to my wife, and she's, something I've heard maybe since I got married 5,000 times. You're gonna get shot, but I'm like 5,000 right now. So it's a tough sell. It's a tough sell.
Have you ever had a gun pulled on you?
I don't think so. Not that I can remember.
I did.
I think you'd remember.
This is one.
Yeah,
you would remember.
Oh no, I don't think so.
This is one of the best stories. And we're going to close on this because everyone's busy, even our chatters. We're going to close on this. We're looking at 1997.
I think I remember this.
I
remember you telling me. I wasn't there.
I think I'm at Sand Hill and Flamingo, and I'm driving our buddy Ryan Williams, but also in the car is I don't even know how to describe this guy, Bruce Shine. Do you remember Bruce Shine?
Frankenshine.
Yep.
He's on MLB Network.
And Bruce is in the car.
Great
Yeah,
guy.
he's the sidekick to Mad Dog Russo on whatever it is, High Heat.
He's the guy who knows what he's talking about.
Yep. And something happened, and some guy pulled a gun, and I was like, "Let's go! Don't care. Let's go." And Bruce was like, "What are you doing?" Because he's got this super like, "What are you crazy?" I'm like, "Yep."
By the way, and Bruce is like 6'7", 240.
Yeah. So
You may not realize that when you look at MLB Network, Bruce is a big.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if he's athletic or not. He left town before we started playing basketball and everything. But he's a big, athletic-looking dude. Great guy.
It wasn't a good move on my part. I admit that. It's one thing for me to be a jackass, but to put Big Bruce, in jeopardy. So, sorry, Bruce.
The Frankenshine, man.
Ryan doesn't seem like he's down with getting a gun pulled on him either.
Oh God, no.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if he remembers. I'll have to ask him. All right, so we're back tomorrow, normal time, late night happy hour.
I bet he does.
We're going to. I didn't like having a gun pulled on me either. We're back.
Breaking news,
Thursday.
by the way.
Yeah, I know, right? We're back Thursday.
I don't like gun pulled on me.
I know, right? And yeah, Bruce actually, I was going to hide behind Bruce. I was just setting him up to be the shield. But anyway, next week we're going to do the fantasy football draft with most of the people on the show and then a couple of listeners. And
What day?
Monday or Tuesday. We have to see what happens with the Golden Knight series and when they start next week, if they start next week.
Oh, you saw Colorado won again tonight, right?
Hello. All right.
Game
so game
7.
Awesome. And don't, when Petro and I talk about being psychos and guns pulled on me and getting all aggressive and honking at people, I don't